Well, yes, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be in the world, and welcome back to the F05 eSports Championship. We're here once again on a lovely Sunday afternoon, or a rather rainy Sunday afternoon in the UK, for round 20 of this 24 race championship. We find ourselves in Mexico, 15 drivers on the grid for this afternoon. Don't bear in mind what's about to happen on the screen. Due to us only having 15, they will retire. We will go immediately into Q2, and we will have qualifying 2 and qualifying 3 as normal. As always, my name is TK. It's an absolute pleasure to be here with you as we see our first sort of retirees coming in later on in the race. We have someone going out. I don't quite know why. Let's go have a look at the standings then. So we'll have a look at our drivers first. El Paso retains his lead after a fairly good performance last week in the Circuit of the Americas. It's Finn has moved up 2 places to find himself in 6th, and Smithy is in 3rd as well. The other Ferrari, JVR Racing, or Ghost Reaper, as he will appear on your screens, is in P4, and then a few others mixing about. If they don't have a team, either they are a reserve or they have moved on to another division or league. In the case of John Boy Racing, he was offered a seat in, I believe, another league, and took that instead. Let's have a look at our teams then. Ferrari has taken, I believe, the top spot of the constructor standings here. McLaren hanging on close second. Alfa Romeo sticking out in 3rd, and only one change to the constructors this week, and that's Alpine and Williams swapping places by 1 point down in 8th and 9th. We're still looking on board with a few people going out, not quite sure what's going on. Everyone is slowly retiring. Let's have a look at our track map for this afternoon, and 4.3 kilometers, 2.6 miles, and 17 turns make up this Mexico circuit with 3 DRS zones. Bit of an elevation change in through 4, 5, 6, and 7, but apart from that, not much to write home about. As we see, a lot of our drivers still just retiring. We've got 3 more to go. One of the stand-in Red Bulls, one Hoodie P, and OST Jeweler. Still a lot to play for them. We have got some things coming up later on. I remembered there's one thing I need to do which I forgot to do. We'll get our graphics up on the stream ever so shortly. Just need to close them down. At least we got a few moments to get ourselves set up here just before any racing does get underway. Have a quick look whilst we're all around. Let's have a look at our weather for this afternoon then. So it looks like during qualifying at least it will be fairly consistent in the 20 degrees, 68 degrees Fahrenheit track temperature, slightly higher than that of 27 degrees Celsius or 81 degrees Fahrenheit. Just waiting for 2 more to retire now, Hoodie Pete and Sean MC. Sean MC is on an outlap, so clearly someone hasn't got the memo here. We will watch him, and we will pull up the track map to watch what he's doing here in this session. No one should be out on an outlap, rather. If you're in the chat though, pop in, say hello. How's your day been? It's Sunday, so it's not always great, but we hope that it's going somewhat better. I don't know what the Red Bull's doing here. He's not exactly gearing up for a lap. ERS does go on. He is doing himself a lap by the look of it. Not quite sure what's going on here, so I do apologise for this, ladies and gents. Maybe someone didn't quite get the memo that everyone is retiring in Q1 here. Hopefully the Red Bull does figure it out eventually. We can move swiftly on to Q2 here. It's a nice opportunity just to get used to the track layout. We saw it in the track map moments ago. It's always nice if someone does drive it, and fair play, but the Red Bull's got an empty track, so why not drive it? It does set a purple sector 1. Funnily enough, no one else has set a lap. No one else has even gone for an outlap here. So I think you might get a purple lap, but that's just a cheeky suspicion. I don't know if anyone's on comms with the Red Bull driver here. Hopefully someone's telling him to get through this lap rather quickly, or at least retire fairly quickly. John Boy, welcome in to the chat. How you doing, my friend? It's been a while since we've seen you racing. Hope your new league is going well. We are sat here waiting for this Rebel to retire, as there's been a gentleman's agreement to retire in Q1 due to only having 15 drivers, and we're just waiting for. He's going to cross. He's going to set a lap time. Okay, well. Sean MC 1882 says the first fast and only lap of a 121.9. Surprisingly enough, I don't think it's going to be beaten. That's just me, but we will see. I could have reserved some. I mean, you technically still got time to hop in if you wanted to. They're doing a full qualifying, so you wouldn't be able to qualify, but you'd be able to race and start from the back. I have no idea what this Red Bull's doing. It's kind of an awkward one to talk over. So we will see. I've gone through pretty much everything. I'll go through some driver profiles later. We've done some cool stuff with that. Let's hop on to. We got some new feature this time around where we can speak to some of the drivers. So let's go have a chat with a few of them at the moment. Oh, we have had a retirement. He's retired. Huzzah! We can get on with the actual racing. Someone finally got through to him. Wasting a set. He really is wasting a set of tyres. I don't think anyone told him that he was going up, but he sets the fastest lap nonetheless. And I don't know why I scrolled through there. No one has gone out. We've got 15 drivers. Obviously, Son of Rome joining a little bit late, so didn't get to set a lap. And we move swiftly on to Q2 here. But we are going to hop in, wait for this to get started, wait for Q2 to get started. Only a few minutes later than we should have got started here, but not to worry. We are here for Q2. 15 drivers start, and yet only about 10 will make it out of this. I don't want to say alive because no one's going to die, but only 10 will make it out into the final Q3 session here at the Mexico Grand Prix. So we'll see who is first out then. It looks like it's going to be, I think that's one of the Ferraris going through. Is it Ghost Reaper? Might be Smithy. Which one was it? It's an Alfa. It might be Alfa Romeo. I can't tell. Oh, it was Gramtier. Right, here we go then. Driver who has given us a baseline profile, and we will do later on in these races. But for now, the Alfa Romeo will take us out on our first outlap of the session. Let's see what he can get set down for a lap. A lot of drivers heading out almost immediately here, trying to get used to the track a little bit after sitting in the garage a little bit too long for the first time. F1 Vincenzo for pole then, says John Boy in the chat. The other Alfa Romeo as we currently look onto the screen. I think it's highly possible Vincenzo could get a win here. He's shown promise. He had a really good drive a couple of weeks back. I believe getting the win fairly easily in a rainy. I'm trying to remember what a rainy Qatar was it, or a sunny Qatar. Nonetheless, having a rather pleasant drive out there was F1 Vincenzo, and will he be looking to replicate the same here around Mexico then? He's either rapid or dog poo. I think that is the two extremes that he does go to. But we'll watch here as Gramtis starts his lap. Let's take everything off the screen for now and let's just watch him go around this Mexico circuit. It's a long run down into turn one from the grid, probably one of the longest on the Formula One calendar, and it's quite a good opportunity to start from third and get a good slipstream down into turn one. Then pretty much a long chicane here as we head round. And then another DRS zone immediately follows after those first three corners, so it can be quite chaotic in those first three corners. But anyway, heading down into turn four. Nice left-hander there, round to the right again. Let's hop on board with him as we head into one of the more technical parts. It's quite a weird part of the track. Double right-hander and then into the infamous S's here at the Mexico Grand Prix. Get one tyre wrong here and it can quite easily fling your car into the wall. As I think Patterson might have just found out. So we will put everything back up. It looks like he's DNF'd on the straight. See if we can hop on board with whatever Ferrari that is, if it's Ghost Reaper. Both McLarens have retired. So we're going to go have a little chat with the McLaren boys here then. Afternoon, guys. Mind filling me in there on what's happened with your tactics?
Yeah. So Chris can't pick a car, although he was in Q1, and then but my brother El Pato's had a problem with it kicked him out or something, and then it's put just to give him a random setup, so he's not had the chance to actually put a setup on.
No trouble. So are we assuming lobby restart here then?
Lobby restart with short quality.
No problem. Thank you very much, and I'll catch
Thank
you guys later.
Cheers. Right.
So there we go. It's a lobby restart here for Div 2. Red flag. Red flag is the call from the stewards due to unpredictability within the game. So it will be a lobby restart. Do bear with us as we hopefully will get this lobby restart done. It was a restart and yeah, lobby restart and short qualifying session to come. So we will be right back.
For
Well, don't worry, ladies and gents, we are back. Not to fear, we haven't gone anywhere. We are just waiting for the last of our drivers just to get themselves back in. We've had a lobby restart. We love the Formula 1 game. We really do. So instead of a full qualifying here this afternoon, we have switched to a short qualifying session. There'll still only be 15 drivers partaking. A ton of Rome will still be forced to have an early retirement here in the qualifying session. But we had multiple instances where drivers were having issues. So that was the fairest solution we could come up with. That 18-minute timer countdown in the top left-hand of your screen starts now. And we will begin getting all 15 drivers getting themselves a banker lap in. Hold on tight. Do not go anywhere, as the next 18 minutes are about to be a little bit of carnage and chaos, as it's effectively Q2 and Q3 all in one. We're going to hop aboard with Vapor Mini. I think he's going to be one of the first drivers out. That was rather apparent for us. Lovely jubbly. Sound as a pound here. Jay Doyley's in, so we actually might have 17. Do not worry. And here we go then. Heading out to... What's going on? Have we got sound? We have got sound on the stream. That's really lovely. You're telling me we don't. You're telling me my bitrate is too low, but I know it's not. Don't lie to me, game. So we will stick on board with Vapor Mini as he heads out for his outlap. It's good to get back. It's good to get everything back underway. Do not worry. And everything is as it was a mere few minutes ago. No panic. You can sit back down, grab your drinks, put your feet up. Unless you're racing, of course, then get those feet solidly on those pedals. As we head in to qualifying. Ignore Q1. I don't know what. I love that bug. It's been in since game launch. It is a short qualifying session. So no need for anything further. Vapor Mini is still our lead driver here for qualifying, so we'll stick on board with him. We have had a ping somewhere. Let's have a look, see what that's about. TK Doyley needs to retire. That he does. Doyley, if you are listening to the stream, you need to retire, as you did join qualifying late. Unfortunately, that's the rules. And I think Vapor Mini's going to get up in a fair bit of traffic here. If he's not careful, he goes very wide there into turn one. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with about a million messages here as people are pinging me left, right, and centre. And Vapor Mini does indeed go very, very wide indeed. Same stuff as before. Replay, live action, top right hand off your screen. And let's keep an eye on what Vapor Mini does here into turn one. I think he just goes really deep. Anticipate someone's going to break, and then, yeah, him and the Haas have a little bit of a tangle. So unfortunate for him there. Let's try and see who's going round. It looks like the Red Bull of Sean is just setting a lap. He did apologise for his earlier antics. Was an honest mistake by him. And it seems every week we come to these two McLarens, and they're so close together on track. El Pato and Patterson. I have a feeling there'll be another tow here somewhere. So let's stick on board with the behind McLaren, so to speak. El Pato 2 at the current time of asking. I have a feeling down the home straight there might be a tow. We'll have a look in a few minutes when this probably comes into fruition as they round the final corner here of this beautiful Mexican street circuit. DRS wing opening hopefully soon. There we go. Open on El Pato. We have a retire, and Jay Doherty. Vapor Mini gets a 128. Probably not his proudest moment. The toes works. He's got out of the way in very much good timing there. Patterson and El Pato getting a little bit better in the swing of things after their earlier, I'll say, misconceptions about toe round Cota. We've got a lot of times coming in, though. F1 Vincenzo currently sets pole with a 118.2. Bombaz comes in just behind him with a 118.3. Fruity Sniffle with a 119.1. And, of course, Vapor Mini after that earlier incident into turn one is a 121.2. Sorry, 128.9. And OST Jewelers there with a 121.2. We'll stick on board with these McLarens. I'm surprised it's going to be a little bit of chaos. El Pato is going to be the driver to set the first lap out of these two, and I reckon it'll be a reverse tow down the pit straight again for Patterson to give it a proper shot. And if this works out, this will probably go quite well for the two McLarens, I have a feeling. If if Patterson stayed close to Pato anyway, it could be rather impressive. Around the final corner they go once again here. And El Pato stays tight to the inside and then moves probably quite outside to try and give the toe to his teammate. Oh, it's a little bit far back, I have a feeling. You heard that engine slowing down, though. It's definitely something of a toe here for Patterson. Maybe not as much as he would have liked. Out the way goes El Pato, and through goes Patterson. A lot better than last week. Yellow flags down the pitch straight. I think that's Vapor Mini going slow. Yes, it is. Oh, trying to warm his tyres up. Back end's properly kicking out there. Who else is going to be close around? It's going to be Mercedes. Is that English Dave? No, it's not. It's going to be OSC Jeweler probably coming into pit. Nope. He's going to go again. He's done another hot lap, and he's gone quicker. 120.1 for the Mercedes that time around. Who's going to be next across the line? It's going to be Ghost Reaper, a.k.a. JVR Racing. Whilst we've got him on the screen, let's have a look at his driver profile, shall we then? So, welcome to JVR Racing. Favourite F1 team is McLaren, races under the number 10 and is from the UK. Favourite drink, he says, is the Silver Monster Ultra. And if you could move to any country in the world, then it would be New Zealand. A very nice country. We've had a lot of oceanic countries come up in that question. You'll find out more about our drivers as we go on through this this year as well. But interesting choices there for JVR or Ghost Reaper. As he just ends up in the wall after locking his brakes a little bit. Not quite sure what happened there. Further up the grid, though, Patterson has gone fastest after that tow by his teammate with a 1:18.1. So the two McLarens doing quite well to benefit each other there. Let's see what's going on. Is Vapor Mini coming around the final corner? He is. He's going into the pits this time. Jeweler is also coming around. Is he going to go for another lap here? Doesn't look like he's going to improve on the time, and into the pits he goes. Ghost Reaper's invalidated. The next will be the Haas. He's on an out lap. This is Owen 141. We'll have a chat with him later, but he's one of the reserves for tonight. And he's going to come around just to start his hot lap. Where's the Red Bull? I believe that might be Sean MC. He is definitely heading into the pits then. And into the pits he goes. Nice and easily. We've got Alpine potentially coming around. Let's see who's kind of around. We've got Patterson coming around again. Alfa Romeo. This is Gramtier, the guy who set the first lap of the session before that red flag was called. He's on an out lap. Owen's gone purple, sector 1, obviously believe that. How you will. F1 Jezza is coming to set a lap. He goes fastest with a 1:18.081, so about half a tenth or just under that quicker than Patterson's attempt. I don't know if he even got a toe there, so McLaren's might be a little bit worried on this occasion. Bear in mind, it's no Q1, Q2 or Q3. It's just a straightforward, straight-through knockout qualifying session to determine the starting grid here for the Mexican Grand Prix. Round 20 of 24. 4 more to come before Christmas. Do not worry, we will fit them all in. We will see how later on in the year. Let's go back on board with Owen. He's coming around the final few corners here in the Haas. Can he get the Americans to the top step of this qualifying? Let's see what he can do when he comes around the corner. It's going to be a 1:17.3. Owen, this is ridiculous. Slow that car down now. The Americans have put a rocket in the car once again, and he goes 7 tenths quicker than anybody on the grid at the moment. That was outstanding, sir. Back now to the Alfa Romeo of Gramtier. He's coming around the final car stadium section here. And let's see what he can summon up. Now the final corner he comes to 1:19.2. That puts the Alfa Romeo into P9, so P4 and P9 respectively. Doyley's left the session. That must have been accidental by him. Smithy, though, comes around the corner. What can he do? It's a 1:19.5, ever so slightly slower than Gramtier. Let's have a look at the weather. Actually, we didn't do that on this in this session. Slightly warmer than last time around. 2 degrees warmer to be exact. 3 degrees warmer on the track then. That's interesting to note for some of our drivers. Tyre temps might be having to take a little bit of a drop here, as overheating could start to cause issues for some of our drivers. English Dave, I believe, will be next coming through. He's just started his first out lap. Let's have a look and see what the Mercedes driver can do here. If he's not... Oh, bordering track limits around there. Not quite sure how he got away with it, but we'll keep on moving anyway. We'll keep on with English Dave here. A lot of other drivers bouncing in and around. He wanted some track time as well, or some camera time rather. He mentions it most weeks to me. We'll see how he goes through the S's then for his first hot lap attempt here in Mexico. Taking it nice and cautiously is the Mercedes driver. Nice and very smooth round there, if I do say so myself. In now to start Sector 3, pretty much full throttle until the braking zone into the castle section. That wing shuts, gets the car rotated really nicely through into the castle section there. Few more corners to navigate, using all the curb to his advantage. Use the exit curb well there, and round the final corner he comes. He's got to be careful not to put on the power too early. The rear will step out on you, especially around that long turn. What's he going to do? It's only a 1:19.7 for English Dave there. He won't be too happy with that. He knows he can go quicker, but he will, for now, unfortunately not go any quicker. Speaking of quicker, F1 Vincenzo is going about 0.3 quicker than his previous attempt around here. Around the final corner he comes. Can he improve? He goes up to second with a 1:17.8. Still half a second off our current leader. Owen having set that just a few moments ago. Let's stick on board with Bombas. We haven't seen him. Actually, no. We'll part on the McLaren to again are like bumblebees on heat through the final castle stadium section. I need to stop talking castle section. As we see Patterson on an out lap. Pato finishing his hot lap. Pato actually into the pit, so maybe no toes this time around for the McLaren partnership. Maybe we'll ask them about that a little bit later on. English Dave is heading back into the pits, I believe. Yes, he is. Sean MC, our driver earlier that refused to retire. What's he going to be able to put on the board? He's currently in P13 with a 1:19.8, and he improves to P7 with a 1:18.6. So a good second and a bit improvement there by the Red Bull. Not bad if I do say so myself. Ghost Reaper has managed to get himself up into P5 after an earlier invalidation. Oh, big kick out there from the Ferrari. Not really the sort of confidence builder he would have wanted heading into the race. 36 laps, I remind you, coming up just in a few moments. Let's see who else is on good hot lap. Let's see what Vapor Mini is. The driver who was out first here on this restarted session is currently finding himself down in last place. So not too fortunate for the AlphaTauri driver as he gets his car rotated through the stadium section. Around the final corner he comes. Car's not really liking him here. It looks like he's playing on mouse and keyboard a little bit with those controller inputs. And he does not improve on that lap. We'll hop on board with Buckley with the T-cam, so to speak, and his ERS not looking too beneficial either. So I have a feeling he won't be improving much. Bombaz has managed to get himself up into P2 with a 1:17.5. So only 0.2 there off Owen. Owen might start to get a little bit worried here, as a lot of drivers are improving as the track does improve as well. We'll hop on board with Patterson here. I believe he's not on a hot lap. At least I hope he's not on a hot lap. He hasn't deployed any of his ERS. So maybe on a recovery lap or waiting for his teammate to come out to give a tow. Those McLarens are thinking 2 or 3 laps ahead are quite often what I'm thinking of here in the commentary box. Jeweler is about 3/4 of a second up on his lap at the moment. Let's see where he can go. Currently 14th, goes up into P12. 6.5 improvement by the Mercedes. It's not good enough to get into the top 10. Probably a little bit thankful that he's not doing a full qualifying session here, otherwise he'd be in the danger zone, so to speak, or actually definitely be out in a couple of minutes' time. 4 minutes and 15 seconds remain here in this qualifying session, reduced to a short qualifying after a few incidents just before this Patterson then comes across the line. Will we see that ERS start to shrink? Yes, we do. Now beginning to be deployed. This is the hot lap for the McLaren that he's got to be concerned with. And let's see what he can do around the next couple of miles of this racetrack. See the other McLaren just coming out behind him. This could be interesting. Are they setting up a tow on the Patterson's in lap? This could be really... This could be an interesting tactic here by the McLarens if they've timed this just right. Let's see what happens as they head round the technical part of Sector 2 before the S's. Patton getting that turn in really nicely indeed. Through the S's he goes. Let's see if he can keep this car nice and tidy through there. And that is a beautiful little shot as they head through there. Now, full throttle pretty much towards the stadium. Have to be careful getting that braking zone just right, especially with the DRS addition there. And he gets that really nicely using all the curb on the right-hand side as he enters the stadium. Gets that car rotated through using all the curb to his advantage around the final corner. This should be a good lap for Patterson, hopefully in the 117s. That'd be the good time to be competitive. And there we go, it's a 117.509. He puts that McLaren to second place. Really great drive there by Patterson. A little bit too far ahead, though, to give his teammate a tow, I believe. There's definitely some slowing down going on. Maybe it'll be a tow on the second straight here. Nobody moves out of the way there. Maybe they're just not going for the tow anymore. So that's something interesting to note. Vincenzo has decided that he wants that second place back from both Bombaz and Patterson. So let's see what he can do. It was called by the race of a pole here by John Boy earlier on in the stream. So let's see if he can live up to it. He's got to find probably about half a second around this track. When we did check a minute ago, he found about 4/10. So let's see what he is at the Sector 2 timing line. Around this final left-hander and across the Sector 2 timing line. 2.9 tenths. He needs probably another 2 tenths on top of that through Sector 3. It's possible to be found. Let's see what he can do. Maybe a fresh set of tyres. That Alpine you're seeing just spinning around. I believe that's Hoodie Pete. Around the final corner he comes. Can he find that 2 or 3 tenths that he needs? Comes across the line. Yes, he can. 1:17.323. That is 4 thousandths of a second quicker than Owen went this time a few minutes ago. But Owen looks to immediately retaliate here. He's out on his second hot lap here at the Mexico Street Circuit. Little kick out there for the Haas driver, really not what he would have wanted. And he backs out almost immediately. You see that rear light flashing. That means he's set the ERS system to disabled. So deciding that is not the lap that's going to get him pole position. Will he have enough time to get round and reset? I think he will just, but he's got to be quick. He's got to be concise about it if he wants this pole position back. We'll go on board with Bombaz. He's just starting a lap, I believe, so we'll come back and find him later. It's an Alfa Romeo, probably about to cross the line. Is that Grampton? No, it's F1 Vincenzo. Who else is about to cross the line? Let's have a look. I think that's an Alpine. It is indeed. Hoodie Pete. He's on the mediums. Interesting call there by the Alpine driver. Maybe just getting some long run practice in. I have a feeling that's exactly what he's doing. These might not be competitive lap times, but I think these are definitely going to be some good information lap times for the Alpine driver. Just getting used to the pace on those. We had a retirement vapor mini. We must have missed that earlier, but there we go. Owen does not get across the line in time to start another lap. That's heartbreak for Owen after that earlier kick out as he started the top lap. Just didn't get across the line. It was mere seconds in it. Can Jezza do anything to upset? No, he can't. Can Bombaz do anything to upset? We've got the 2 Ferraris. First, my apologies. Ghost Reaper will be the first to attempt it. Smithy just behind him. Round the corner, Ghost Reaper comes. Can he cause an upset here? I don't think so. 2000's improvement for him. What can Smithy do as he comes around the final corner? He improves a fair bit. Goes from 14th to 9th with a 1:18.5. It's going to be an Aston Martin next across the line. This will be Bombaz. Can he do anything on this time around? Doesn't look like it. 1:26, 27, 28, 29. Not on this occasion. Mercedes, English, nope. Mercedes University Jeweler comes around now. He's invalidated. He's just coming around to finish off his lap. Alpine of Hoodie Pete still in those mediums. Just getting some practice lap times in, I'm assuming. So he'll cross the line. Probably won't improve. El Pato 2, can he improve on this final attempt here? Nope, 4/10 slower than his previous attempt. We have a Haas going around. I believe that's just One of the cars, Hoodie Pete, is into the pits. So then final going round is English Dave. English Dave goes into the pits. So we will go on board with Owen. Let's have a little chat to him if we can. Let's try and find where he is. So here we go then. So, question for Owen. What happened there on that final lap?
I thought I nailed that first chicane, and then I just couldn't get the power down. Well, I got the power down too early, and the car just oversteered.
Yeah, it looked like you had a bit of a kick out from the rear of the tyres, maybe not gripping as much as you were hoping.
Yeah.
That's really unfortunate. But yeah, also Vincenzo is also in the chat. We'll have an opportunity to speak to him as well. How does it feel to take pole position then from that competitive short qualifying?
Well, it feels very nice, and it's 3 out of the 4 races I've done now. I've got poles.
Very, very nice indeed. And yeah, 3 out of 4. Not quite perfection, but then nobody's perfect. Look at Red Bull's record this season.
Yeah,
good luck.
That's very true.
Yeah, good luck in the race, gents, and I'm sure I'll catch you doing some safety car periods.
See ya.
So there we go then. Spoke to both P1 and P2 here in this short qualifying session. Really great for both of them. Unlucky for Owen after what was such a fantastic first lap. Tyre issues and grip just causing him not to be able to find that 0.002 of a second that he needed. And yeah, really unfortunate for him. But he's got to put that in the back of his mind now. 36 laps of this Mexico track to come. Do join us very, very shortly for the race. We are still sat waiting for players here. Not quite sure what's going on. Oh, there we go. We have got our drivers on the grid on their way for the formation lap. We said we were going to go have a look on board with... we looked at JVR Racing earlier. We're going to go have a look on English Dave. A lot of drivers just spinning around there on the outlap. But here we go on board with English Dave. So he also gave us a little bit of a profile earlier. He says his favourite F1 driver is Lewis Hamilton. His video game of choice is Football Manager. And very similar to JVR, if he chose to move to a country of his choice, it would be Australia. So a lot of drivers there choosing oceanic countries, maybe for the heat, maybe for the lack of snow, like some parts of the UK are being bombarded with here at the moment. Definitely a very picturesque place to move to if you had the options, and I do not blame them in the slightest. But here we are then, beautiful shot of all our cars coming through the tight bit of Sector 2. Everyone's getting themselves warmed up. Cannot wait to get this started. Important. Let's have a look at some tyres then, shall we? See what everybody is starting on. And again, it is a rainbow of all 3 colours on show. Vincenzo sticking to his guns, starting on those soft tyres. Owen just behind him chooses to start on the mediums. Lemony Tang in the chat, how are we doing, brother? Patterson on the softs, Bombaz on the hards. There's 3 drivers on the mediums. And a real mix as we head further down the grid as well. Tell you what, this for one, especially on tyre choice alone, is going to make one spicy race here in Mexico City. We'll head up back to the front of the grid then in preparation for this race. Do not worry about the disqualification. It just means they haven't learned how to park yet. They will be back in quite immediately for the game as the game does reset them in an appropriate grid spot. Just ever so slightly further back. everyone then gets into their position. I believe the final few just parking up. We'll wait for the game flash that it always gives us. Who are we waiting on? Who is not parked up? Oh, Jay Doyley's been disqualified for parking in a dangerous location. This could be fun. Vinny did get pole, as John Boy predicted earlier. I've never seen a disqualification. I don't know if this is going to bug the lobby out or not. You can see just in the top left-hand side of your screen where his car was. It's not back in position. We'll keep an eye out for what's going on. I have a feeling this will be a gaming restart. Do not worry. I've never seen someone disqualified on the formation lap for parking so badly the game doesn't like it. This will almost definitely be a restart. Bear in mind. Got to bear with. The game is certainly something, and I have no comment on that right now. Doyley, I have no idea what's going on your screen, mate. You got disqualified for parking in a dangerous location, according to our screen here. So we will see what is going on, because I have no idea. Wait and see. We're waiting for any announcement here from anyone. I believe we're just waiting to see if the game does... Oh, we have a black screen from the game. We have a please wait. Oh, why am I in third person on one of the cars? What is going on here, ladies and gentlemen? I do apologise. I have no idea what is going on. This F1 not meant to be. I don't know if it's an issue with Doyley's internet or just the F1 servers or... We are waiting for something. I can only apologise for this. It's not the most enjoyable screen just to sit and watch people in the paddock club overlooking the start-finish straight. I do dream of going there one day myself. Not necessarily Mexico, but just overlooking the start-finish straight. We will see what happens. This game works okay if crossplay is the same, but I stand with you there, I think. But then again, Doyley is on PlayStation. I'm on PlayStation. The session host is on PlayStation. So, I'm not fully sure what's going on. I'm just waiting for a message to confirm what's going on here. We had a really early red flag call last time around. I'm not quite sure what's going on this time around. We're still just waiting for one. This is almost like one driver's just gone to the loo before the race starts and they're holding it for him. Let's hop in with our admin team and let's have a look at what's going on. Ironically, the McLarens will put this up as well.
Want to race as well, but we can't.
So what's going on here, gents?
Doyley needs to close his app so we can get going. The problem is he didn't know how to do a formation lap. Well, he did know how to do it. I don't know why he's not done it properly. So then he's glitched the lobby. But if he leaves, we can get on with it. So it looks like we're going to have to just make a new lobby.
Love that.
Apologies.
No trouble. We'll stick in here. At least it gives the stream more people to chat to.
Problem. Right, Lee, do you want to make another one?
Get everyone to retire then and come out of the lobby.
No problem.
Right,
You might have to close your game down, Lee, and start it again.
yeah, I will
you
do.
will, because you can't back out of this screen.
No,
Yeah.
All he has to do is press the PlayStation button and then like go to the pause thing.
I
Click.
know.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back once. Oh. Got a media safety car. We are having a session restart. So do just bear with us. We won't be long. And apologise for this inconvenience.
I think we'll have to have a little chat with Doyle.
Well, we are back. I promise we're back. No idea what's going on. Yeah, F1. Alex can have my overtime bill for this week. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. The little bastard in Gran Canaria. But we're here. We're hopefully going racing again. Let's get into it. There's 15 on the grid, or 16 on the grid, I believe. The positions have all been sorted and backdated to thing. Alex sorts me out. Actually, that sounds really dodgy. I'm not going to say that. We'll let our drivers get their setups on, and we will go racing. 36 laps here around this circuit, and we will get going. Let's try and get this. Where is it? Options. There we go. Update. Save. Oh, I don't want to save it. Save exit. Does he give you backhanders? No, he gives me insider horse tips. If you know, you know. Is Doyle not in the lobby? No idea. I wasn't there for that. Oh, there's no formation lap. We are just going. Hold on to your hats, ladies and gents. And there are lights out and away we go. Vincenzo gets a good start. Owen also gets a good start here off the start finish line. Patterson, though, going down the inside. Owen's looking to get the slipstream down into turn one. We mentioned how powerful it can be during qualifying, but not going to make it work on this occasion. It is Vincenzo leads into turn one. Patterson and F1 El Pato, the two McLarens, looking all very competitive. There's a big bunching up further back, a lot of front wings being bumped into, and boy oh boy was this so close. You got a McLaren going, Mercedes going wide. That was English Dave, I believe. The two Ferraris now battling each other. English Dave looking to get past both of them as they head down into turn four. Now he's going to outbrake Smithy into the left hand. A little bit of a dive there by Sean. Horrible move there by the Red Bull. He gets himself a 5-second penalty for corner cutting. Boy, oh boy, the FIA should pretty much kick him, get rid of his super license for that. I don't know what he was thinking. Don't know if he outbrakes himself, but he definitely went for a dangerous move down the inside. Everyone else has got away fairly cleanly through the S as they come. We saw Hoodie Pete and Smithy, I believe, battling it out there. Nope, Hoodie Pete and Fruity Sniffle battling it out there. I have no idea what that was. It was really dangerous by Sean. Maybe a little bit lack of experience, but nothing can excuse that, as Hoodie Pete is still defending off of Fruity Sniffle. He's looking to make an early move here on Smithy as they head round to finish off lap one. Vincenzo held the lead on lap one here. Well done to him. Fruity Sniffle's going to go on the inside. We have a spin from Ghost Reaper further back. That's going to really impact his race further on as we watch on board with Fruity Sniffle now. Hoodie Pete gets into the slipstream of Smithy. Fruity Sniffle in the slipstream of Hoodie Pete. The long run down now into turn one. And Hoodie Pete's going to try and make a move down the inside. Dives down the inside. Gets the move done. Really great overtake there. Pushes the Ferrari a little bit wide. The Ferrari pushes a little bit further back. And tries again for a moment. Not going to happen. Fruity Sniffle gets a great pull away though. They're going to go three wide down this second straight. It looks like Hoodie Pete's heading in front here. Almost a bit of carnage between the AlphaTauri and the Alpine there as two moves are performed against Smithy. Smithy though gets a good turn in. Will he be able to get the inside back from Fruity Sniffle? Yes, he does. And Fruity Sniffle might even be vulnerable from Son of Rome, but that's not going to happen. And back on to, we'll look at the chat. Did Vinny get pole? Vinny did get pole. It was a good prediction for you, John Boy, and fair play. We'll pull up our track map again. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons now. A little bit flustered. There we go. Down the inside, Fruity Sniffle had a look into stadium section. It wasn't going to work on this guy. Maybe his brake bias reset. Maybe he forgot to sort out his setup, because obviously they wouldn't carry over. But this is the battle that we're having a look at the moment between Owen and Vincenzo on the screen. Owen's not shared his data. What an idiot. But a little bit of a wiggle there into turn one. You can still check the battle between the two drivers here as they head around the corner and down towards turn four now. It will be the second DRS zone. Obviously that DRS detection point, I believe, is before the lap change. And they're still battling it really close after 2.5 laps around this circuit. It's really hard to go side by side. But they're making it look easier, these two drivers. The gap is extending just close to a second. And will they be able to keep these together? Let's have a look at our weather. No rain expected by the look of it. It looks clear and dry. Looks like it's going to stay fairly consistent at 23 degrees air temperature, 31 degrees Celsius on the ground. Let's hop back then. Looks like OST Jeweler and Ghost Reaper are fairly close together, with Son of Rome just in front of them as they head through the S's here on lap 3. Ghost Reaper, after his earlier spin, making to look a move back down the inside of OST Jeweler into the braking zone, down into stadium section, goes down the inside, gets that move done, a little bit of contact between the two cars, but nothing wrong with that. We saw a little bit of time by English Dave and his teammate. It's not going to work this time around. OST Jeweler goes a little bit wide again, and English Dave might try and make a pounce down the main straight here if these two are close enough. Let's pull up that little graphic, see how close these two are going to be together. It's not going to tell us seconds. That's really helpful. Why is that not working? That's never done that before. There we go. It had a little bit of a freak out for a moment. And yeah, he didn't quite wait for the DRS there. He will have another attempt to DRS here out of turn 3. It looks like the flashing light of OSC Jeweler already having burned his ERS. Here we go, down the second straight. DRS active for one of the Mercedes. English Dave making a really nice pass there. And almost a little bit too easy for the Mercedes. He goes wide into the braking zone. That almost allowed Jeweler to try and come back at him. But it's not going to happen. Fruity and Grant having a good battle here just before the S's. These two going at it. Each other, pushing each other through this section. Fruity Sniffle got a little bit unsteady there, but he managed to recover. He's dropped off some time there to Grant here, who's got away scot-free on this occasion. First penalty of the race then goes to Vapor Mini. He gets a 3-second penalty. Actually it's the second penalty. He gets the first track limits penalty. There we go. That faces that as Fruity Sniffle and Grant here making a little bit of a battle for it. Fruity trying to go down the inside is a bit of a rough place to try and make a move. Like we said a moment ago, wait for the DRS of the home straight. It could be two moves in one here. If Grant is not using some of his ERS, he's going to lose one to Fruity Sniffle. Will he lose a second to Son of Rome? I think Son of Rome's just a little bit too far back on this occasion. And yeah, he's not going to lose one. It's just, yeah, he's not going to lose two. It's just the one he lost. But actually, he's trying to get that back as well. And does indeed get that position back into turn 1, late on the brakes. And really good defending there by Grant. Can he defend it all over again? As we head down the second of the DRS straights on this lap. You said Patterson just lost 3 seconds in a turn. Absolutely right. He's now 4 seconds off Owen and Vincenzo, up in first and second. Something must have gone wrong. Maybe a little bit of a squeaky bum time for the McLaren. We'll hop back on board, see what he's going on, see how stable he is. We'll have a look at his tyres as well. How are they doing on this? No, he hasn't shared his data with us. Patterson, share your data with us so we can look at your tyres. We'll go right back to where the battle is then. Son of Rome is gaining on Fruity Sniffle. Let's have a look at how his tyres do. I know he normally shares his data. There we go. 4-lap-old tyres on 12 to 14% at the moment. You can see how hot his brakes are getting into the braking zones as well. And Son of Rome actually about to be pincered by Ghost Reaper, who's not far behind him at all. We get this lovely helicopter shot as they come out of stadium, around the final 3 corners. Into the pits is Fruity Sniffle. Getting those soft tyres off there at 22% on the rears. So I'm honestly a bit surprised he's going for a pit stop this early on into the race. 6 laps in, and he's getting, I believe it will be fresh hards maybe? Fresh mediums. We've got a safety car as Sean has crashed through the S's then. So there we go, safety car number 1 of this race. You won't be able to see his car anymore as it has ended up back in the land of heaven cars. But it is. Let's have a look at how Vincenzo's tyres are doing. I know he normally shares his data with us. There we go. 5 lap on the softs, 22 and 24 on the front, 27 and 26 on the rears. And his tyres are definitely going to be crying out for some help. Definitely an apt time here for a safety car for our front runner. And I will be expecting an imminent pit stop here for the Alfa Romeo team. Managing just to slow up there for that Delta. He dives in just at the last minute. Not sure he was necessarily clear of anything. Owen hasn't shared his data with us, but that's fine. Let's have a look at what tyres. We'll pull tyres up on the screen. Let's see what people switch to and from. It's fresh mediums for Vincenzo. It's fresh hards for Owen. Hard runners are going to be gutted. Drive-through penalty for OST Jeweler. That's going to be really painful for the Mercedes, currently down in 12th. He's on mediums. Is he going to stay out? He goes into the pits. So it will be fresh tyres, but that speeding offence is really going to harm him. Some of the medium runners have chosen to stay out. Hoodie Pete and El Pato. And then a couple of the hard runners, so Gramtit and Son of Rome, both also opting to stay out. Has Vapor Mini stayed out? Vapor Mini has stayed out on softs. How are his tyres okay? His tyres will not be okay. This could be really interesting. He stayed out. He's currently in P9. And, yeah, he's not having a good one here. Was that a mistake not to pit by the AlphaTauri? I have a feeling it quite possibly was. His tyres are nearing that 30% mark. Safety car would have been an almost surefire free pit stop for him. But let's have a look and see. We'll check back with him later on. We'll see what was going through his head. Bombaz has pit. Has F1 Jezza pit. We'll hop in with the Aston Martin boys and have a little chat with them. See what's going through their heads at the moment. Gents, how you doing? How's this safety car affecting your strategy at the moment?
It actually plays it all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I threw the hards on. I doubt I'll get to the end, so I'll probably throw on softs at the end, or if we get an early safety car close to the end, I'll jump on medium.
Fair play. Are you considering kind of was it good timing, bad timing for yourselves, or kind of were you expecting one to come around this sort of time?
It was probably better timing for me than my teammate, because my teammate already had hards on, but
Fair.
I was hoping it wouldn't be this soon, but it is what it is. We work with it.
Yeah, exactly that. And yeah, well, good luck, guys. Good luck on the safety car restart, and I'm sure I'll catch you a little bit later.
Thank you.
thanks, Mark.
So there we go then. Hearing from some of our drivers. And that was the two Aston Martins. Obviously, the team radio graphics still up on the screen that I forgot to take down. But, yeah, obviously F1 Jezza kind of better timing than Bombaz. Bombaz being on those hard tyres, a little bit unfortunate for him. But El Pato and Hoodie Pete deciding not to come in this time around. I wonder if we'll have a safety car coming in. English Dave has dropped right to the back of the field then. I wonder if that was a late call for a pit stop. Not quite sure what happened. We'll keep an eye on what is going on. As they cross the safety car 2 line, this will be the interesting moment. Does the FIA call the safety car in? No, it doesn't. So we're going to have another lap here of the safety car. Let's go and have a chat with our McLaren boys again, see how they're feeling for the safety car restart. Afternoon, guys. How are we doing? El Pato, what are you feeling? No early pit stop for you? Okay. So hoping out for another one kind of later on in the race and just not kind of gambling on the early safety car pit stop.
That's it, yeah. I think if I pitted now, I didn't have a great best qualifying. If I pitted now, I would have been right down the pack. So I thought maybe take a bit of a different strategy for everyone else.
Yeah, fair play. Patterson, what about yourself? You obviously did go for the early pit stop. What are your thoughts around the safety car restart here?
Early pit stop on soft tyres, there was 20% warm in 7 laps. So I felt like get off them, get onto the medium tyres. And then hoping for... Well, I don't have to hope for another safety car later on, but I can now drop onto mediums again to see the race out. Whereas I think some of these guys are putting on the hards to see the race out, which by that point, I should be much quicker.
Happy days. Yeah, we spoke to the Aston Martin boys earlier. They were a little bit struggling on one of them that did start on the hards and felt it came a lot too early for them. But yeah, best of luck with the safety car restart, you guys.
Thank you very much.
So there we go. Spoke to both the Aston Martin and the McLaren team. Both differing opinions on how the safety car restart's going to go for them. Came too early for the hard tyres. Maybe not far off the wrong time for the mediums, but definitely on the right time for the softs. And Vapor Mini continues to stay. Oh, we've had a spin. Is that Hoodie Pete gone for a spin? Yes, he has. Boy, oh boy, this has gone from bad to worse for Hoodie Pete. The driver that was in third place refused to pit under that safety car, has found himself at the back of the grid then on a used set of tyres. So we'll have a look back on board with El Pato, actually on board with F1 Vincenzo for this safety car restart. We'll take the tyres away from your screen and we'll watch the safety car restart. Out of the stadium section they go. El Pato has the control around this final corner and he releases just after the pit entry. And it's going to be a long run down here, I fear, to turn one. It's a long straight after a safety car restart. Vincenzo's already pushing him down this straight. Goes to the inside. Will he have the straight line speed when he's out the slipstream? I don't think he's going to have it on this occasion. It's going to be a late breakdown into turn one. He just does that. Gets slotted down into the inside. Round the outside he goes. The outside quickly becomes the inside and makes the move done. So does Owen. Owen's not stamping on any mood here. He's trying to get the move done nice and early as they head down into turn four. The Haas will be going round the outside and actually gets the move done well before turn four comes into view. And Pato has lost 2 spaces in the course of less than 4 turns here. Further back on the grid, let's see what's going on. Gramter is maintaining P4. No spins on that safety car restart. That's always important to note that everyone got through cleanly as we approach 1/3 race distance here for the F05 Div 2 Championship. Bombaz gets a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. As it's all, I think Vapor Mini got himself a penalty under the safety car for a collision with someone. Hoodie Pete makes himself up position as English Dave finds himself dropping right back down into 15th again. And he will not be a happy McLaren for the time being. Up into the stadium section again, we can see Son of Rome in the front of this pack. Son of Rome, speaking of which, gets himself a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. And this pack really battling it out. We're on board with Bombaz now as we head down the start finish straight. He'll get the slipstream off Patton. Obviously no DRS available for 2 laps after the safety car restart. Vapor Mini gets himself a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That's not going to help him. But Bombaz gets a move done on Son of Rome. Almost got a move done rather on Son of Rome. And actually does get it done through turn 2 there. Son of Rome not having a great time. I believe that's 2 positions he lost. On almost 2 as many corners. But Bombaz has managed to make that up. Smithy is trying to make that a little bit more painful. He gets past Son of Rome and he gets past Bombaz in almost the same corner as well. Great move there by Smithy. Son of Rome goes spinning round. I believe that was contact with Ghost Reaper. Really unfortunate for him. But whilst this action's going on, and we'll hop on board with Patterson. He's battling with F1 Jezza. We'll go back to the replay, have a look at what happened. Live action is at the top right-hand side of your screen, as always. But we'll watch as Smithy basically makes up 2 moves. He's made up 1 there on Son of Rome and has a lovely dive down the inside of Bombaz to make it 2 moves in as many corners. A great move there by the Ferrari. Still on board with Patterson in front of him. F1 Jezza and Gramtit really battling it out here through the castle section. DRS is enabled. However, the first DRS zone isn't until after their S's. Look at the activation zones in the map in the bottom right hand of your screen. So they've got to go almost half a lap without DRS assistance here. As we see Gramtit trying to make that move done on F1 Jezza down the home straight. We're trying to see what it is. Gramtit manages to save it round the outside into turn 1 and almost became very vulnerable to Patterson, but managed to hold off. Owen and Vincenzo are still almost running away with this. Pato has managed to hold on with them a little bit more this time. Vapor Mini did get those softs off in the end, so really interesting that he held on as long as he did. But maybe he decided it quite wasn't the case for this one. F1 Jezza still very close to the rear of Gramtit. Gramtit, I believe we just saw a little bit of a light flash from his rear box, but we might not have. That might have been a visual effect. He goes a little bit wide in the first S. That's going to unsettle him for the rest. Gains a little bit of time from doing that. And he's really got to try and put some pressure on El Pato here if he wants to try and make those moves count in this first sort of step. This is the first DRS zone, of course, after that safety car restart. Not really a massive DRS zone, a little bit of a sort of a adjusting DRS zone. Get yourself into a good position before the main DRS zone down the start finish straight. But we'll watch on board with Jezza as they come around the final corner. Owen has had a spin, though. He's round as he was trying to get around the final corner. We know how notorious that can be. But back on board with Jezza. He now has the DRS. They head down the start-finish straight. Will he get the move done on Gramtier? Down the inside he goes. I think he's going to get the move done before the braking zone even comes into question. And he does. Down the inside, though, goes Patterson. He tries to get a move done. Makes one move on Gramtier. Doesn't quite get the second move on F1 Jezza. And El Pato, his teammate, still manages to hold on to second position from the Aston Martin in front. So great move there by Patterson. Making a lovely dive down into turn one. And he uses the DRS to defend from Gramtier on this occasion, who just can't quite get the move done down into Sector 2. But this pack is still so close. From second all the way down to, I believe, 8th place with Ghost Reaper. English Dave gets himself a penalty all the way down in P11 at the moment, so that shouldn't be too much of a hassle. We will see pit stops coming into question here more often than not, especially after that safety car really shaking things up. You won't see the traditional pit strategies kind of paying off. Oh, round goes Gramtier, loses his front wing. Not quite sure what happened. It got really unstable. That is a safety car, though, for the second time this race. Allows Owen to get past, and Gramtier just seemed to lose the back end. He'll be rather thankful. Safety car has come out. Vapor Mini gets himself a drive-through penalty. It's gone from bad to worse from this Alpha Tauri driver. He has to pit, forgot to pit, went to pit, got a penalty. And into the pit does go El Pato on the second time of asking. He wanted a pit stop around lap 15. He's got exactly what he asked for. Vapor Mini's got himself another drive-through penalty for speeding under safety car. English Dave gets himself a 5-second penalty for speeding under pit lane. Fruity Sniffle gets himself a penalty for a collision with English Dave. And Vapor Mini is really not having a good time with Delta here. I'm going to just go on to the race director here because I missed a lot of those penalties. Let's go and have a look what just happened. So, drive-through for OSC Jeweler, so lap 13. Here we go. So, OSC Jeweler's retired. So, Smithy, warning. 3 second for Vapor Mini. Drive-through for Jeweler. Drive-through for Mini. Drive-through for Mini. 5 second for English Dave. 5 second for Fruity Sniffle. So, Vapor Mini's got himself 2 drive-throughs in the space of, and then he gets himself a 5-second penalty on top for speeding in the pit lane. I don't know if you're trying to serve. This isn't even a drive-through. You can't serve your drive-through on the safety car. So he's got to pit twice in 3 laps to try and catch back up. I think he's pretty much out of this race. John Boy, it's been a pleasure to see you in the chat. We are going to go back and have a look at what happened to Gramtier as he was going through. It looks like his car just kicked out a little bit, maybe, as they headed through the S's. Keep an eye on the Alfa Romeo. Yeah, got on the curb, got the car a little bit unsettled, and into the wall he goes. Really unfortunate there for the Alfa Romeo. He does find himself still in P11, though, so nothing too concerning to worry about. And yeah, we'll go back and have a chat with El Pato, as he'll probably want to brag that his strategy paid off.
But
hello, Dents. I'm back once again. El Pato, I think you got your second safety car pretty much exactly when you wanted it. It came out lap 13.
Yeah, I got my wish.
So what sort of position does that put you in now? Are you still fighting for podiums here, or are you looking for maybe top 10?
Well, I think a few in front of me are also on hards, but mine are a lot fresher. So I might catch them up towards the end. And a couple, I think Patterson is on medium, so he's going to have to pit again. So I might get a few, but I think I might take top 5 because it's not my best track and I'm not enjoying it too much at the minute. So,
as we see Fruity Sniffle having a bit of connection issues with yourself there.
Yeah, you put it straight to me.
But yeah, no, fair play for getting the safety car right, and hope it does pay out for you later on.
Yeah, thank you.
So there we go. We just heard from El Pato. We spoke to him earlier under the first safety car. He was wanting that second safety car to come out about lap 14 or 15. It came out a lap earlier on lap 13, just before we reached just after we reached the third distance, just before we reached the halfway point here around Mexico. Obviously, bear in mind 18 laps to be halfway. But he says it did pay off for him. He's expecting a top 5 here. So we'll keep an eye on where El Pato does decide to go for the rest of the race. As we head back up the top, it is F1 Jezza and F1 Vincenzo leading the race at the moment. Owen is down in 7th after that earlier spin, so he won't be too happy about that. This is an absolutely cracking race. It's been a great one to commentate. There's always action everywhere. It's a good thing about Mexico. There's either carnage, chaos, or cracking racing. Vapor Mini, though, I believe, still has 2 drive-through penalties to serve. I don't know if it will show us both if we pull up the penalties. It will just show the 1 drive-through, but I believe he has 2 from what the race director was telling us. So he'll have to serve both of those within 3 laps here, and he'll be a lot of seconds behind. Hopefully waiting for the safety car notification in this lap around. We normally get the notifications. They head over the Sector 2 timing line. You can see that just after the S's, just before Sector 3. Not sure how clear it is on the screen. There's a little white line. That is the Sector 2 timing line. And more often than not, that is where the safety car, we are informed it is coming in. So just bear with. We will see what happens as they come across that line. Everyone's got themselves back in order and pretty much back up to speed here. There we go. Race control is informing us the safety car's in. Bernd Mailander peels away. F1 Vincenzo becomes the effective safety car here for this race. And he's done well. El Paso took the restart last time around, lost 2 positions from that. So let's see what Vincenzo can summon up this time around. The start-finish line is so fun at the start. He's going dead slow around this section. He's trying to really back up the pack here. I'm not quite sure there's any legality around how slow this car is going, but he does launch around the final corner. A little bit of kick out there by Jezza means Vincenzo's got a perfect pull away, 1.2 seconds, and climbing here for the restart. That was almost perfectly timed restart here by the Alfa Romeo driver. And how we now come down the start finish straight. Looks like Smithy is already trying to eye up and moving past, and he gets the move done by being in the slipstream almost straight away. Great move there by Smithy. We'll look further back. A little bit of a dive down the inside by Fruity Sniffle on El Paso. They managed to get past each other multiple times this race in Southern Rome. Also, I believe, getting past Vapor Mini a little bit further back. He gets himself another penalty. Really not having a good time here. And I wonder if he'll just let English Dave pass just to sum up a bad race. Not quite sure what happened between those two. Owen gets up a position, up into P6. He gets past Ghost Reaper through the tight and technical section. He's in a bit of an Alfa Romeo. I thought it was an Alfa Tauri sandwich. He wasn't. It's a Haas that got past him. And Fruity Sniffle is now on his rear. Let's go further back up. Patterson almost pushing Smithy through the S section here. Higher downforce clearly being run by the McLaren. Got a little bit wide out that final turn, though. That's going to compromise his exit as they head down towards the stadium section. No DRS, remember, for 2 laps after a safety car period. And I think Smithy's just got away with that one, but he's got to be so careful. I think Patterson's got the better cornering speed here. The hard tyres really not paying off for Smithy at the moment as they head around the final corner of lap 17 to start the halfway point through this Mexican Grand Prix. Will Patterson be able to try and get a move down the home straight? I don't think he's close enough to the Ferrari on this occasion. The slipstream itself is not going to cut it, and he will have to wait again for a move further back. Gramtic gets past El Paso 2. El Paso 2, after saying what a good race he's going to be expecting to get up into the top 5, is only dropping positions here. It looks like Hoodie Pete's almost trying to go for a move as well. Those hard tyres really not paying off for the McLaren. don't seem to fire up as well as quite a few of the other cars at the moment. Owen goes down the inside of the Aston Martin of Bombaz here. He gets the move done. Outside as well. Outside becomes the inside. And Owen gets the lovely move done around the outside there. His next target is Patterson up in 4th place. And this Haas is absolutely flying at the moment. Bombaz under pressure from Ghost Reaper almost immediately as well. And these two really aren't happy. Fruit Sniffle further back in the AlphaTauri. He's not under pressure from anyone, but does get himself a 3-second penalty. Drifts as well. The AlphaTauri is sideways. I think he managed to save himself in the wall there. But he will lose all of the positions that he's gained. Finds himself back down into last. So we see a battle here between Hoodie Pete and El Pato 2. El Pato 2's up quite a few positions. Ghost Reaper's also down positions. He's spun out as they headed into the castle section after a great restart. Oh, into the wall again. DRS enabled then by race control. Those 2 mandatory laps have passed. Those hard tyres look absolutely cooked for Ghost Reaper, and I hope he manages to get himself cooled down before the next decent braking zone. We'll go back and have a look at what happened here. It was well caught by, I can't remember who was spun for first. I believe it was Patterson. Oh no, it's Fruity Sniffle this band. It was really well caught by the AlphaTauri first time around. And lucky to get no damage. And Ghost Reaper also doing very well not to gain any damage from that. But we'll hop back on board with Owen. He's caught up to this front pack, or second through to 5th, shall I say. And he sees his next target, a.k.a. Patterson, in his horizons. He's going to try and make a move quite early on in this race. Gramty, you see just in the background, he's trying to make a move on Bombaz as well. Looks down the inside into the S is not normally a place he'd be looking down the inside of. Maybe he's just looking to set himself up for this DRS zone that later comes. Speaking of that DRS zone, here we are. The Ferrari, the McLaren and the Haas all have DRS. Patterson's trying to go around the outside of Smithy. Doesn't happen. Bit of a kick out there by Owen. It looks like Patterson's still trying to make a move round now into the stadium section. I don't think that's going to happen, and neither is it going to happen for Grampt, but will Pato be able to make a move as they head round the final corner? Owen spun again at that final corner, really not finding it good around that final corner. Spun twice there now, and that's just undone all of the work that he'd been setting up to do for the past few laps. As we see Grampt just getting past Bombaz for 5th place. Patton then has had a little bit of a relief on him, but Smithy is putting all the pressure on F1 Jezza now, and this could be a really interesting battle for the second step of the podium. DRS enabled for the Ferrari, but that DRS light is flashing, means he's under that 10% mark as I head into Sector 2 here. Both drivers on hard tyres. Patterson is on the mediums. He doesn't share his data with us, so we can't see what his tyres are on. We might be able to have a look at what tyres Smithy's are on. Let's have a little look. There we go, 24% after 13 laps on the hards. He'll be able to make it to the end probably, but they will be struggling ever so slightly. So really interesting insight there for the Ferrari. Talk about struggling, he's already seemed to be struggling as he gets himself a 3-second penalty for track limits. What's going on further back in this race? Hoodie Pete is not far off El Pato. He looked to make a move there and decided probably for the better against it. We see someone's gone round in the S's. That's Fruity Sniffle again having a little bit of spin. Can we see his tyres? Let's have a look. Oh, yes, we can. 23% on the rears, only 14% on the fronts. Those couple of spins really having an impact on his rear tyres then, as they're really not getting up to grip. Gramty gets past Smithy, though, using on this DRS zone. Bombaz passes him as well. Will Pato be able to get past him? He's trying to go around the outside here into turn 1. It's going to be a bit of a pinch. Smithy, contact with El Pato. There's a 4-way crash here. Both Alpines getting involved as well. And a lot of positions being moved up. The Haas of Owen trying to shove his way past Hoodie Pete. Hoodie Pete says no thank you. And not on this occasion. Lots of crashing there. Don't know how much of that will catch, but Vapor Mini did get himself a penalty for speeding in the pit lane as well. Let's go back and have a look, see what we call. Oh, we got all of it. There we go. So Smithy spins Pato. It looks like Son of Rome crashed into to that. And then everything else pretty much went to chaos after that initial spin. But we are still going. We've got a yellow flag, Sector 1. Fruity Sniffles left the session after that initial retirement. He's decided he's had enough in the pits. But his Vapor Mini teammate is still going. I don't quite know how he's going, but he's making to look points up from that. This battle, though, is still going on. We've got penalties galore. We will check in on those in just a moment. But Son of Rome is really trying to get through. He's in a bit of a sandwich here. We've got Grams here. Oh, he's had a spin. Oh, no. Round the final corner. That final corner collects another victim here. We'll add it to the list of spins. He does go into the pits. Has he got wing damage? We might be able to check that ever so quickly. And yeah, front right wing damage. You can see it on the overlay there on the right-hand side of your screen. 25%. That's just normally a couple of end plates missing. As you see, Vapor Mini does eventually retire. That looks like contact between Owen and Hoodie Pete again, and we do have another safety car out. That is Vapor Mini actually crashing through Sector 2. He had a couple of spins further on. It looks like, yeah, he had a couple of spins in that section earlier on, and he has just had a race-ending crash. But we'll have a look in with our penalties. Let's see what's going on. A lot of drivers serving them in the pits, actually, so they're getting nullified here. So let's have a little look. We'll have a look at tyres. This is probably not far off soft till the end territory. But 3 seconds all round for Patterson, Bombaz, Son of Rome and English Dave. That kind of sums up 3rd through 6th. Smithy has 3 seconds and Ghost Reaper has 5. He'll be good to probably pit again and get that removed. But we'll pull the tyres up, see what our drivers do switch on to. F1 Vincenzo is in the pits. Will it be a fresh set of mediums or fresh set of softs here for the Alfa Romeo? It is mediums. F1 Jezza, top 3 are all coming in. Let's see what they do here. Fresh set of mediums for himself. Fresh set of mediums, I believe, for Patterson. Yes, it is. Bombaz also in. Fresh set of mediums for himself. Fresh set of mediums for Owen. It looks like it's going to be mediums all round here. Hoodie Pete chooses not to pit. Does he share his information with us? I cannot remember. No, he doesn't. That's unfortunate. I forgot to take the overlay off stream. That's my bad. But pretty much everyone apart from English Dave. Oh, English Dave has pit, actually, rather. Just puts on a scrub set. Ghost Reaper, he pit 6 laps ago. Or he pit last lap. Maybe he only got used mediums at this point in time. We've got to wait for the grid to kind of sort itself out. Hoodie Pete, though, will currently be the only driver out on the grid with hard tyres on. So this could either be a great call by him to get track position, or this could be a horrendous call by the Alpine and leave him in hot water. So we'll see what he does. Ghost Reaper does indeed pit again, being really careful not to get another speeding offence. He wants to be careful not to be lapped here. As he does come in, they'll wait those 5 seconds to remove that penalty. Great call by him. And I believe it's a fresh set of mediums going on, or a second scrub set going on. So 3-lap-old mediums. He won't mind how far back he is, because he is effectively on the lead lap still. And he won't actually matter that too much. So Vincenzo is in 2nd place at the moment. Hoodie Pete, who's the only driver not to pit on that safety car, has in fact taken or inherited the race lead here. We have got Smithy saying this game is shocking. What happened, bud? I'm not further up the board, I'll never know. Well, we'll see. We've got a few drivers just catching themselves up. We will have one more lap under the safety car. F1 Jazz is all over the shop. He looks all fine. The safety car came out. I was in the prime position. Yeah, we saw you pit early. Let's see if we can go chat with anybody else. Just waiting for that safety car. Hopefully we'll get that safety car in notification this lap. Goes across the timing line. Have we got an extra lap? Ghost Reaper hasn't quite caught up, so we will have one extra lap. That will effectively mean 12 more racing laps after this one. Well, after the next lap. So we'll have a look, see if we can go have a chat with some people.
This is the third one, isn't it?
It's doable, Todd.
Afternoon, guys. How we did?
Hello.
This is just. I'm gonna throw this
your
up.
fault.
It's going to be a general question to kind of everyone. How's it going?
Not great.
Awful.
I got spun at turn one last restart.
I've got no speed.
Okay, is that because of setup or is that because of some other factor?
Setup.
Okay, gone for slightly higher downforce as opposed to.
I played it safe and went. Yes, it was a very bad decision.
I see. To be fair, currently 9th place. Everyone's kind of nullified at the moment being on the medium tyre, but we'll see. You never know. See what happens, and there might be a few more spins along the way.
Hopefully none of them are by me.
I think so.
You seem to have a bad relationship with the last quarter at the moment, Owen.
I do. I just can't find the traction.
Yeah, it's a really horrible corner if you can't find the traction, especially if you're trying to
assist.
push it. Yeah, but yeah, hopefully you'll. There's only 12 more laps after this. Well, I think there's only 10 more laps after this safety car comes in now.
Yep.
But yeah, fingers crossed.
This guy's just.
Right, I'll let you get back to it. Safety car will probably be in this lap, so good luck on the restart, gents.
Thank you.
So there we go. Spoke to quite a few of the drivers. We got Owen in there, we got Vincenzo in there, we got the McLaren Brotherhood, we got English Dave, and I believe we got Son of Rome in there as well. It's a real mix of people to speak to. So, restart number 3 here. Well, safety car restart number 3 here. For the F05 Championship. And Hoodie Pete is our 3rd driver to do one of these. Let's see how he does compared to Vincenzo. Vincenzo trying to instigate the Max Verstappen technique, trying to go as almost alongside the Alpine as he can. Hoodie Pete gets a good restart. He's going to go for a little bit of a weave here. This is where the defending tactics really have got to come into it and try and get that toe broken as much into turn 1 as he possibly can. Where's Vincenzo going to go? He's going to go down the inside into turn 1. A little bit of contact between the two of them. Has he outbraked himself, though? Has Hoodie Pete got enough to try the switchback? There'll be a bit of a double switchback down into the second straight, but it's not going to be enough. Those hard tires, we've got to spin further back. That's caught up a lot of drivers. English Dave, I believe, was involved in that. Didn't see anybody else. Got to avoid contact with Smithy as he rejoins the racetrack. So really unfortunate for those two. But everybody else getting through fairly cleanly by the look of it. And F1 Cheza, Hoodie Pete's lost 2 positions on that restart. Those hard tyres really not firing up as much as he would have wanted on this occasion. And I think he will be finding himself dropping back through a few more positions. There will be penalties that do affect us later on in the race. But I'm feeling for now a lot of our drivers will not care about that. We're on board with Ghost Reaper here. Watching him trying to make a move, well, trying to line up a move here on El Pato. English Dave gets himself another 3-second penalty. He's currently down in P12. About to go around the outside of Smithy into the stadium section. Tries the switchback. Smithy's going a little bit too slow for that switchback to happen. But Patterson is really on the tail of Hoodie Pete as they go around the final corner, causing a bit of a backup, are they? And I think Hoodie Pete just moves out the way, not just to break the toe here, but I think kind of accepting. Oh no, he's managed to get a good straight line speed. Pato, though, gets back in the slipstream, goes down the inside into turn 1. It could be 3 abreast here into turn 1 if Bombaz wants to make it so, but he doesn't on this occasion. Down the inside goes Patterson. Outside Hoodie Pete becomes the inside. He tries to switch back again. The pace just isn't there for the switch back on these corners. They're not high enough speed corners, and Hoodie Pete loses another 2 positions on that set of corners. And he's really fighting for everything out here. But those hard tyres really just not firing up as much as you would have hoped. Almost contact there between Son of Rome and Bombaz. And the two of them get through fairly unscathed. Pretty much everyone is joining this battle at the moment, all the way down to Gramtier. Smithy's not far off the battle. Neither is English Dave. And this battle goes all the way up to Patterson, who's not far off going further back. Ghost Reaper gets past Gramtier as well. Gramtier goes off the track, almost caused an incident coming back onto the track, but does well to avoid. Look at the speeds they come through there. Son of Rome gets himself a 3-second penalty, trying to chase his teammate at the moment. He's under pressure from Bombaz as they head into the castle section. Will Bombaz be able to make a move? Does he dive down the inside? Yes, he does. We saw that one coming. He set that one up really well. Will he have the traction, though, to go around the outside? Not on this occasion. El Pato is still on the gearbox of Bombaz from earlier. DRS has been enabled. Bear in mind the first detection zone is until midway through the S's, so a lot of these drivers will not have it for this lap. Bombaz, though, has that slipstream to get past Son of Rome. He's up into P6 on this at the moment. Penalties might still affect that later, but for now he is P6. Oh, a long back dive from Son of Rome there. I don't quite know what he was trying, but he tried to make that move from very, very far away. We'll stay on board with this battle. We'll go have a look at that again as we watch it coming down the home straight. We'll wait till we switch on to Son of Rome. So Bombaz gets the move done quite easily, gets the move done, and then when the camera switches to that helicopter shot, there we go, tries a dive from very, very far away, and it almost didn't pay off for him, but he is still stuck behind the Aston Martin of Bombaz, who in fact is catching Hoodie Pete. Our race restart only a couple of laps ago, and those hard tyres really, really not firing up for him. Still, it's this mid-pack that's the battle going on. We'll hop on board with Bombaz. Well, let's pull this one up, and we'll pull our battle forecast up between Bombaz. The A523 is just the Alpine. They haven't shared their data with us, so they don't share their name, unfortunately. But as they head through this part of the track, the DRS will open for Bombaz. This is where he's probably going to get the move done nice and quickly. Down the inside he goes, gets that move done. And great move by Bombaz, almost immediately blocking off Hoodie Pete. Son of Rome tries to dive down the inside of his teammate, almost trying to double move, gets the move on his teammate, doesn't get the move on the Aston Martin. And Son of Rome again going for a really, really late dive down the inside. And we can go back and watch that again because that was a thing of beauty. Bombaz, we're watching on board with. He gets down the inside of Hoodie Pete. Hoodie Pete then loses out almost immediately. His teammate goes for a long dive from very far away and actually pulls it off very cleanly. Where's very close. Gramtier again. I think Hoodie Pete is just going to keep falling positions here. Gramtier has put onto the soft tyre. Interesting from the Alfa Romeo. He will definitely have a lot more speed here than the hards of Hoodie Pete. I think he'll try and make it count through the last couple of turns. We just see the other Alpine of Son of Rome battling Bombaz in the foreground of that shot. Tries to stick a nose in down the outside, sends both of them wide. A little bit of respect there as he lets the Alpine get back in front of him. Will he try the switch back here through the castle section? He's got to bear in mind that he is very much quicker than the Alpine. He's going to have so much more traction around this final corner. And the McLaren of El Pato tries to go down the inside of that final turn as well. They're going to go 3 wide almost. Down the home straight is going to be an Alfa Romeo and McLaren. And I think the Ferrari might want to get involved as well. Not quite 3 wide into turn 1 though, as the Alfa Romeo Gramtier settles in nicely, but El Pato's got a good run on him. Down the inside dives Ghost Reaper. The outside becomes the inside very, very quickly. And El Pato manages to retain that position this time around. And Pato's got to be careful. Ghost Reaper definitely wants that spot from him. Speaking of spots, Hoodie Pete tries to go around the outside and almost onto the grass of Hoodie Pete there. English Dave looking to make a position up rather quickly, get back into those points and try and nullify the penalty that he's got. Those 3 seconds really not going to be helping him. He's got great traction. The hards are really not firing up for Hoodie Pete, and I think even though they might not fire up, they're definitely getting to their wearing out point. That's almost a spin for English Dave, and he is round. He is into the barrier. We didn't quite catch that as the cinematic cameras aren't great around Mexico, unfortunately. But he is into the wall. He's back into last place, and it's been a battle of traction here around Mexico for a lot of our drivers, battling not only with the track but with their own tyres, it seems. I mean, if you speak to Owen, he said he's had a lot of trouble with his tyres. He's currently up in second place, but I think he's quite far off the race win here, as Vincenzo is 4.8 seconds clear of him. We've got a yellow flag further back. That is just English Dave going around again. Smithy gets past Hoodie Pete as Hoodie Pete does go into the pits. Finally deciding to get rid of those hard tyres. They weren't paying off. El Paso gets past Gramtit. Bombaz gets past Son of Rome. And Bombaz looking to make up more positions further up the track. Ghost Reaper trying to join the battle of El Paso and Gramtit here with about 5 laps of racing to go. They're about to go through the S's. Will have a DRS zone, and he's got to try and get within the 1 second of that. He's boarding around the 9.5 tenths. Little bit of a spin there by the rear tyres. They're obviously dying out. Can we have a look? Has he shared his data with us? Yes, he has. Rear tyres on 27 and 28%. Fronts on 22 and 23. Owen does get himself a penalty for track limit violations. That's going to really hamper him further on in the race. But staying on board with Gramtit as they come into the stadium section here. This is the key part of the track. It's tight, twisty and technical. He's gone a little bit wide into the first turn. This is going to ruin his exit, not be really beneficial. He's on those soft tyres. I wonder if they're dying out quicker than he was anticipating. I mean, they're still on about 22, 23%. They should be lasting, should be gripping better than this. Maybe it's just not a setup that he was expecting to run the soft tyre on. They are not dying. They're not dying in terms of grip at all. But maybe he was expecting a little bit more. Son of Rome Bombaz battling once again into turn 1. Son of Rome saying, no, thank you, I'll keep that position. And demanding the racetrack back from Bombaz and actually gaining the DRS from it as well. Having to burn a lot of VRSs, Bombaz, if he wants to stay anywhere near Son of Rome. El Pato dives down the inside of Bombaz. He gets the move up into P6. Gramtit involved in this as well. This 4-pack from P5 down to P8 will pretty much be one of the closest battles on track till the end of the race, I fear. As they come through the S's now, it's so crucial that none of them make a mistake. The tyres will be starting to scream out in agony as they start getting through that grading phase. And I think El Pato is probably the closest battle at the moment. We've got a yellow flag further back. That's Smithy, who's DNF'd from this race. We've got a safety car. Smithy's thrown it through the S's. We spoke about not getting it wrong, not crashing through those S's, and that is an early shower for Smithy. He raced so well over 32 laps, and he threw it all away here by a crash under safety car, and Hoodie Pete's got himself a drive-through penalty for speeding under safety car as well. Really unfortunate for the Alpine. Now this is where a mix of pits come in. Let's have a look at how these tyres change. Some opting for track position, some are opting for tyres. And this could be really interesting. 4 drivers staying out of the pits. Everybody else coming in. So 7 drivers coming in for a fresh set of the red walled soft tyres. This is going to be an interesting fight to the finish. Both McLarens stay out. Vincenzo comes in. Owen comes in as Vincenzo stayed out, rather. Both Aston Martins have pit. 1 Ferrari's pit. The Alpines are split, and the Alfa Romeos are split. So this is where you want to kind of watch along from. This is what Owen, he's currently P5. He is the front runner of the soft runners. And we're probably going to have lap 33 and 34 under safety car, which means we're probably going to have 2 laps of racing here under green flag. Boy, oh boy, is this going to be an interesting finish to the race. It's all about the safety car restart. It's all about, we saw Vincenzo get it right last time. It's all about with the 3 behind him can get it also perfect and not hold up the soft runners on the restart. So this will be where it all could go wrong for the soft runners. They've got to get past those medium runners, but hope they also have a good start. It's that catch-22. They've got to have a good start, but they have to try and be able to get past him. So we'll see what happens later on. Yeah, 1 more lap under safety car. We will restart, I'm assuming, on lap 35 here. 2 racing laps. There'll be no red flags, no yellow flags. After that, it will be just a straight sprint to the finish. We can have a look at how those medium tyres are dying. Let's have a look on board with El Pato. He's only on 23% on the rears, 18 on the front. A higher game here for Son of Rome. He's used almost double the tyre of his counterpart, or at least a third more. Patterson hasn't shared his data with us. And Vincenzo's sitting around the 30% for the rears mark as well. So that is really interesting. Temperatures remaining about the same. It's about a degree cooler than when we first started this race. But not to worry. We will have a good final 2 laps here. Racing Let's Keep on board, see what happens. Hopefully we'll get that safety car in message that we are expecting as they cross the Sector 2 timing line. And then, as always, we will hop aboard with Patterson. There we go. Bert Mylander can start to peel away. Son of Rome, eager to get past Patterson. Almost so eager that he's doing it a little bit too early. Patterson has to stay close to Vincenzo here. Vincenzo will go slower than is probably allowed on the safety car restart here. We saw him do it last time around. Looks like Patterson's almost trying to go alongside him. This could be a really interesting restart. We'll take that off your screen so we can get the best view of it as possible. As they come round that bit, when's Vincenzo going to go? He went last time around this corner. He goes the same place again because he knows how hard it is for some other drivers to get grip, and it's proved the same again. Patterson just couldn't get the same launch as him, and this is where the soft tyres really have to work it and try and catch up. Patterson is almost a second off Vincenzo. Vincenzo knows what he has to do to hold off the soft runners that will be amply trying to charge him down over the next 7 or so miles. And Owen is up almost one position here in one turn. He goes around the outside of El Pato here. The outside becomes the inside. Contact between the two of them. A little bit of a kick out from Owen. And actually, F1 Jezza could benefit from this. He's trying to go down the outside now of Owen. They both have the same. Outside becomes the inside. Owen, contact between him and Jezza. Gramtier trying to get involved. Gramtier came out worse. He's into the wall, but it's Jezza and Owen still battling out. That's actually a DNF for Gramtier. So maybe tyre a little bit of heavy damage there. That's going to be really disappointing for the Alfa Romeo team. I'm not quite sure whose fault that was. Switches to the inside, just Jezza. Jezza can't make the move on this occasion. Bombas and Jezza both together now as Owen has to try and chase down. He's got about 3, 4.5, 5 miles to make this count now. As you see Hoodie Pete getting caught up with that early collision. He's right far out of it, but he still will get points. Ghost Reaper and Bombaz battling out into the castle section. Ghost Reaper losing position to English Dave. It's all going on further back. Owen finally breaks through into that top 4. The first line of defence. El Pato has fallen. This is where Owen's got to make it count. 3.5 miles to go for this Haas driver. It's nearly 3 seconds clear. Is Vincenzo in the lead. No DRS for this sprint, but it will be a pretty free-falling Son of Rome by the look of it. Will Owen go to the outside? Yes, he does. He goes to the outside on the Alpine. Will he be able to stick around the outside? He goes to stick around the outside of 2 cars. Sticks around both of the cars here. Double overtake around the outside of a corner. Absolutely spectacular there by the Haas driver of Owen. He sees the driver that he's got to try and take now. He's up in front of him, but he is nearly 2 seconds off him. All it would take now is a mistake by Vincenzo for the race win to go to Owen. Vincenzo chose not to pit here for the race restart. He's down. He's cut that time in half, in less than half a lap. If I'm Vincenzo, I am very worried right now. Those soft tyres are performing absolutely beautifully, and it's a lot more corners to go here for our drivers, and that time is just decreasing with every passing corner for Vincenzo. They're down to 7/10 now, the gap between Owen and Vincenzo. All the ERS has been burned. It's going to go around into Castle Section. Will Owen be able to make a move down into Castle Section? This is where it's so crucial. F1 Jez has crashed out the exit of Castle Section. He's out of this race. That's not good for him, but we'll stay on board with this battle for first. Will Owen be able to do it? I don't think he's going to be able to on this occasion. The penalty will benefit him anyway. He's tried to put the power down too soon round this final corner. Vincenzo gets the win here. Owen will get second place, but boy, oh boy, was that an invigorating finish here to this race. El Pato gets promoted to P3 after penalties. Patterson, his teammate, takes 4th place. Bombaz takes P5. Ghost Reaper will take P6. P7 will go to English Day. P8 goes to Son of Rome. F1 Jezza, I believe, will take P10 after Hoodie Pete gets past him on this straight. Yes, he does. Hoodie Pete will secure P9 here. And we're just going to go back and look at the replay. I'm sorry, it was a fantastic overtake by Owen, heading down the home straight. Chooses the outside for the overtake. He knew what his tyres were capable of. He goes past not one but two cars on the outside of a corner. Absolutely spectacular there by the Haas driver, as we see Hoodie Pete just getting himself all a little bit of chaos to end that race. Son of Rome gets the games driver of the day. I think Vincenzo has to be mine. He held a solid victory there. Choosing not to pit at the end almost didn't pay off for him, but he made it work. And absolutely fantastic racing from everyone. And just for a final time tonight, my name's been TK. It's been an absolute pleasure to commentate on this race from Mexico. We will see you all same time. Well, I won't see you same time next week. I'm not here for next week, unfortunately. So you might have someone else. There might be no one. I believe that's down to Alex to decide. But thank you ever so much for listening. It's been a pleasure. And I'll catch you all in 2 weeks' time. Good night and God bless.